the room I haven't been in ages. I had almost forgotten how horrible this place was. It makes me shake just to stand here. It's a memory, that's all it is. Just a memory. Now concentrate. You're here for a purpose. I always whisper little italic things. I'm getting used to that. I used to not do that, now I'm doing it more. Voldemort is sitting in a huge throne with the same snake, with a stone snake rearing up again behind it. God, bleh, can't talk. He's surrounded by a group of about 10 Death Eaters, none of whom are wearing masks. Lucius is there, and so is Draco, along with Bellatrix and Narcissa Malfoy. But I can't see Doloff. Mercifully, he seems to be absent. So we are agreed. It should not be the Weasley boy. Voldemort says, his white, veiny forehead furrowing in thought. God! Okay, sorry. No, too risky. His home will be magically protected, and his brother's wedding will mean that most of the order will probably be present. Excuse me. No. We do not have Death Eaters to waste on a scheme that would work just as well as if we were to use the Mudblood Granger. He pauses for a moment and runs his eyes over the circle of Death Eaters. Lucius looks almost bored. Draco, however, looks alight with excitement, his pale cheeks flushing with a malicious joy at my impending capture. Although a supposedly talented young witch, at this point she would be at her own unguarded home, without any other wizard to protect her. Voldemort continues. A lone Death Eater would be able to bring her here. The question is, who should it be? Lucius's eyes look over to his son, whose mouth opens slightly as if he wants to speak. But he closes it quickly, going slightly pink. Voldemort notices this. A small smile spreads into his face. Draco? You expressed an interest, did you not? Draco's eyes light up, but his mother speaks up. Her cold voice, clear and calm. If you please, my lord, I would rather someone else took charge of the girl. My son is simply too young. I'm not a child. Ooh, I forgot my Draco voice. Oh, let me think about this for a moment. I have actually forgotten. Potter. That's all I know Draco says. He's just like, Potter, like, don't you understand? I have to do this. Draco Malfoy, like he's gonna kill Dumbledore. Bitch, please. Okay, not a child, mother. Draco hisses. You sounded like Stewie. That was ridiculous. Whatever. Blushing to his roots of the... Draco hisses, blushing to the roots of his pale hair, as a ripple of mocking laughter runs through the Death Eaters. Well, Narcissa, who am I to deny a mother her wish for her child? Voldemort says. And I can see what you mean. Draco is far too young for the task. The girl will probably have to be tortured to get the information we need. And that will require someone a little more seasoned. Someone experienced enough to keep a distance. Draco knows Granger far too well to disallow the possibility for personal involvement. Draco opens his mouth to speak, but Lucius reaches out and puts his hand on his shoulder, fixing him with a stern look of reproach. Draco shuts his mouth like a trap, shooting a look of deep resentment towards his mother, who keeps her gaze steadfastly on Voldemort. Voldemort's eyes have slipped over to rest on Lucius, who is releasing his son's shoulder and now looks distinctly bored again, as if he wished this meeting could be over, so the extremely dull matter of my fate could be dealt with, and he wouldn't have to hear about it again. Lucius smiles. Voldemort smiles. I always do that. Sorry. Lucius. My lord. Voldemort. Fucking Lucius replies coolly, dude. What? God, so annoying that I do that. Voldemort smiles. Lucius, my lord. Lucius replies coolly. I almost said it again, even though I'm literally looking at it. It's ridiculous. Okay. Oh my god, I just zoomed in. It's like the most beautiful thing ever. Zooming is the meaning of life. Sorry. Where is this? Okay. Sorry. Voldemort smiles all the wider as he makes his decision. I want you to bring Hermione Granger to me within 24 hours, Lucius. I want her alive, and I want her mentally and physically well enough to respond positively to questioning. You are to inflict no permanent damage on her until she arrives here. Are my orders in any way unclear? Lucius's eyebrows raise and arch, betrayed by surprise, but he bows low to Voldemort. No, my lord. I shall bring her here as soon as I am able. The scene dissolves before my eyes, and I float through the mist and fog, floating and floating until I come to land in a room similar to the one I've just in, but slightly smaller. The only people here are Lucius, who stands in the doorway, and Voldemort, who sits at guard in a grand chair by the large fireplace. How are you finding your mudblood charge? Voldemort asks. Lucius laughs darkly. Arrogant, insolent, tedious beyond belief. Lucius drawls. Voldemort laughs, although he more heartedly than Lucius does. So she does not have even one redeeming quality. Just one. She's proving to be particularly easy to break. I am certain that it will not be long before I have all the information you require. Good, Voldemort says. But don't stop until you have every bit of information, Lucius. My lord, I will not. Lucius allows himself a little smile. It is always gratifying to see a mudblood learn their place. After all, and by man, this one needs to learn her place. The scene sinks away from me, and once I'm in the grand hall again. But I'm there then. I can't even read this with a straight face. I'm sorry. I'm overreacting. I don't even know why. Okay. But I'm there this time. I mean, the memory of me is there. I'm cradling Ron in my arms on the floor in the middle of a circle of Death Eaters. Ron is staring up at Lucius with bruised and bloody face, pale with rage. If he dies, I swear, You what? Lucius cuts across him. What will you do, you stupid boy? I don't want Ron stand up from the floor, stumbling slightly as the memory of me supports him. I just watch Lucius, smiling with hatred in his eyes as Voldemort laughs along with him at my friend. He hates Ron, right from when he was first captured. At the time, I didn't understand why. Shut up! Ron shouts. If my dad dies, I'll rip you apart! God, I swear, you'll never speak to me, boy. You'll speak when spoken to. Fuck me, dude. You'll speak when spoken to, boy. Lucius raises his arms. Crucio! No. No, there's no need to feel sick. It's all over now. Ron is fine. The memory is over and done. What has he done? The memory of me is screaming, but Lucius only smiles at Ron. Buxton writhes in agony on the... Stop it! Stop it! I have the worst, half scream. I can't scream because I'm in a house filled with people. Enough! 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 Voldemort. That's what his voice sounds like. Enough! Voldemort's voice rings out. As you wish, my lord. The memory of me rushes over to comfort Ron as Voldemort turns to Lucius. If anyone is going to administer punishment to the boy for speaking out of turn in front of me, it shall be me, Lucius. Voldemort's voice is lightly reprimanding. I am sorry, my lord. I simply could not stand his impudence for 1 minute longer. Voldemort frowns at Lucius, and the scene fades away to be replaced by another. It's a room with black ironwork, another one I've been in before, but I'm not there this time. Voldemort sits in his throne with a thoughtful expression on his face, and oh God, my stomach does backflips. Voldemort, yes, Voldemort is standing there. Dolohov stands next to him, muttering in rapid undertone. He spends all of his I get to do a Dolohov voice, and I'm moving so fast, and I can't even appreciate this. Dolohov is dead. Everyone take a moment and no, fuck that bitch. Okay. Everybody take a moment aside. No, we're not gonna do that. But we are gonna get right back into that Dolohov voice. I read the death scene and then I was like, oh no, it's the last time I'm ever gonna be able to read him. And then I was like, flashbacks are a bitch. Because there's so many voices. And you have no idea how hard that Voldemort voice is to do in comparison to Lucius, which in the beginning was just like that, except for a little less ridiculous, but basically exactly the same. Are you flippin' ready for some Dolohov action, dude? I'm so excited. Okay. He spends all of his time with her. Every last moment. I'm telling you, there's something going on there. He finished his questioning with her days ago, and yet he still insists on spending all of his spare time with her. He claims that he's trying to teach her some lesson in humility, but I hear what you're saying, Anthony. But I'm afraid I cannot believe you. Voldemort says calmly. I would not believe such a thing of Lucius Malfoy. His devotion to the pure-blood cause is the main reason I am assured of his loyalty. Dolohov's lips, they're so hilarious because that's exactly what he's doing. There is something going on. He likes her and wants to spend time with her because she's interesting. I'm so out of control right now. It's hilarious. He's just like, I don't believe you because you're a liar. Lucius Malfoy would never do such a thing. Never fall in love with a mudblood. That would be ridiculous. Eat it, bitch. Okay. You can notice that I'm totally not out of my head right now. Dolohov's lips thin out, and a rebellious light comes into his eyes. I don't know. That would seem to be most unlikely. Is that even him talking? I know that it would seem to be most unlikely of him to indulge in such perversities with what her being